Hello and very warm welcome at Amish Shackle 5858. I am Amish Shackle. Foreign news have been reported by American, European, Asian, African, Australian news channels and the news agencies. So please let's go to the headlines.
Newscast, now streaming same day with all the breaking news of the day on Disney Plus. Most watched, most trusted. Now on Disney Plus every night.
The breaking news, right? The chilling new images of the suspect in the alleged attempted assassination of the president with weapons, knives in his hotel room. The Washington Post tonight obtaining new images showing the suspect carrying a shotgun through metal detectors. And tonight what the suspect allegedly wrote about checking into that hotel with multiple weapons on the eve of the event. Also tonight, former FBI Director James Comey surrendering to authorities, indicted now a second time. This time, Comey accused of threatening President Trump's life by posting this photo of seashells on a beach, showing the numbers 8647. What the president said today when he was asked if that image threatened his life. Tonight, the war in Iran, Secretary Pete Hegseth's combative hearing on Capitol Hill. The war now costing $25 billion in counting. Gas price was high tonight since this war began. The severe weather threat right now, another potentially dangerous night ahead after an EM3 tornado already. Winds up to 145 miles per hour. And tonight the images from frantic rescue of a mother stuck in raging floods. And tonight in the Northeast, New York City, Philadelphia, the system moving in. Lee Goldberg is here. Tonight the major Supreme Court ruling limiting the Landmark Voting Rights Act signed by President Lyndon B. Johnson in 1965. How this move could now reshape the midterms. Tonight, the alarming images, the stabbing attack now being called an act of terror. A suspect armed with a knife, police say he targeted Jewish people. In New York City, the powerful moment. King Charles and Queen Camilla at the 9/11 memorial. The drone danger at the United Airlines flight preparing to land when pilots see a drone near the plane. Concerned there could be a collision. Look at this tonight, the major airport now using robot baggage handlers. Tonight, singer Ed Sheeran revealing his very personal health battle. Also this evening, the major chocolate recall. And America Strong tonight, the prom proposal. The whole team was supposed to help him. What happened instead? See this. From AB.
This is Sky News, the headlines. A community under attack after two Jewish men were stabbed and seriously injured in a terror attack.
It's our job to make sure that they feel safe and secure. It's our job to make sure that we absolutely deal with the roots of anti-Semitism and extremism.
King Charles says he's deeply concerned about the Golders Green attack as he's the victims of 9/11 in New York. A gun-toting Donald Trump posts an AI image of himself and says the king would have supported his war. But with no end in sight, oil prices surged to their highest since the conflict began.
Why did you fail to finish Steve's house? What have you done with the £170,000 he paid you?
And on the trail.
Good to be keeping you company. Today, the Prime Minister commits to all national recommendations from the Royal Commission into Anti-Semitism and Social Cohesion's interim report.
5 months on from the attack, Australia's Jewish community is still grieving, still hurting, still craving answers.
search for missing 5-year-old Sharon Granite enters its 5th day, with her family desperate for her safe return. A New Zealand court declines an appeal application from the Australian who murdered more than 50 people at 2 mosques. A student and instructor killed in a plane crash at an Adelaide airport. And rental affordability at crisis levels for Australians on the lowest incomes. Hello and welcome to ABC News. I'm Ros Childs. The interim report from the Royal Commission into Anti-Semitism.
This is Asia Now.
Hello and good afternoon. It's 12 p.m. in Singapore and Hong Kong, 9:30 in New Delhi, and 11 o'clock in Jakarta. I'm Yasmin Yonkers, and at this hour, U.S. President Donald Trump maintaining pressure on Iran's economy, with Washington preparing for an extended naval blockade. That's as the Pentagon confirms the war has cost America $25 billion so far. An Australian inquiry into the Bondi shooting reveals a Jewish group had warned of a terrorist attack days before. An initial report is calling for tighter security and unified gun laws. And Hong Kong's ban on e-cigarettes and public vaping takes effect. Anyone, including tourists, caught violating the law would face fines and up to 6 months in jail. The United States is looking to form a new international coalition to get ships moving through the Strait of Hormuz. A Wall Street Journal report cites an internal cable from the U.S. State Department calling on foreign governments to sign up to the Maritime Freedom Construct. And the grouping, which
Africa News. The news.
He's been in custody since mid-February due to being implicated in the shooting of a gardener following an altercation. Now Bellarmine Chatunga Mugabe gets a deportation order from a South African court.
Well, number one, as far as count 5 is concerned, you are fined to 400,000 rands or 24 months imprisonment. That is now the pointing of the toy gun or that was likely to lead the person to believe it was a firearm. It is also ordered that you be deported. You will be escorted by the investigating officer who is here at court today and who must be complimented for that.
The youngest son of Zimbabwe's former president, he admitted to being in South Africa illegally. The judge also issued a sentence for the co-accused.
You're not going to escape jail today. So, the court is of opinion that the following is a suitable and well-balanced sentence. It's going to be a merciful sentence. As I said, mercy is not moral sympathy.
Mugabe has also been fined $36,000 or sentenced to 24 months imprisonment in default.
Almost 2/3 of South Sudan's population, approximately 7.9 million individuals, are experiencing severe hunger. Authorities reported on Tuesday as fighting between government and opposition forces has intensified. Adam Afendi, World Food Program Country Director for South Sudan, explains.
There's a deepening hunger and malnutrition crisis in South Sudan. 7.8 million people are unable to find enough food to eat.
Fox News alert, no more Mr. Nice Guy. The commander-in-chief says, quote, Iran can't get their act together and they better get smart soon.
We're not flying anymore with 18-hour flights every time we want to see a piece of paper. We're doing it telephonically, and it's very nice. They've come a long way. The question is whether or not they're going to go far enough. So at this moment, there will never be a deal unless they agree that there will be no nuclear weapons.
Trump's hoping to break the deadlock. Axios is reporting that U.S. Central Command is preparing for a short and powerful wave of strikes. Four-star General Jack Keane says the mullahs only listen to bombs.
The people running the regime, their only objective is to survive and stay in power. The amount of economic peril that the blockade will put on Iran is real. Eventually, it could cause an economic collapse. But they don't care about the suffering of their people. Whether electricity is on or whether there's long gas lines or other economic plight that the people will suffer. They will not give in my judgment. What we need to do is finish the objectives.
The latest Iranian proposal, they say they'll open up the strait if we drop the blockade. But we'd also have to negotiate the nuke dust later. Trump says, are you crazy? What do we look like, John Kerry? Pete says the Navy's not backing down to a bunch of pirates.
What they're doing right now is effectively piracy. It's terrorism. It's threatening international shipping. And our blockade is signaling to the world that we actually control that strait.
The president says the blockade is, quote, somewhat more effective than the bombing. They're choking like a stuffed pig, and it's going to be worse for them. 20 Iranian ships filled with oil and cargo are stuck in a Persian port growing cobwebs. This world-class blockade has already turned around 42 vessels. This week, U.S. Marines boarded a commercial ship, the Blue Star 3. It wasn't following orders. We stopped her in the Arabian Sea, rappelled down onto the deck, quarantined the crew, and now it's in the custody of Uncle Sam.
How long are you prepared to maintain the blockade? Could that go several more months?
Well, good to be with you. I'm Tony DeCopo. The breaking news right now. Hegseth under oath. The defense secretary grilled by members of Congress about the newly revealed $25 billion cost of the war with Iran. And is the U.S. winning what he said?
You should know better. Shame on you. Calling this a quagmire 2 months in.
Also developing tonight, what the accused would-be assassin was doing moments before chaos erupted in that D.C. ballroom. Chief correspondent Matt Gutman standing by with new reporting. State of disaster, tornadoes tear through Texas on the 6th straight day of severe storms. Widespread damage and multiple injuries reported.
Get me to the gate. I want off.
An outraged passenger opens the cabin door on a Delta flight.
We have a situation with a passenger. It's not going to be pretty.
And the high-rise rescue, how LB the Terrier got way up here. What happened next?
Last section going in.
And the good stuff, how the world's largest jigsaw puzzle is a lot like life.
From CBS News headquarters in New York, this is the CBS Evening News with Tony DeCopo.
Good evening, day 61 of the war with Iran, and for the first time we are hearing about the official cost of the fighting, $25 billion.
David Muir, ABC World News Tonight, America's most watched.
On this Wednesday night, Tumbler Ridge families take open day out. Lawsuits launched after one of those worst mass shootings.
It's hard to imagine that we won't ask for at least $1 billion.
The accusations against the maker of ChatGPT, airline anger.
A lot of Canadians have issues.
How the government plans to fix the massive backlog of air passenger complaints. Canada approves the first generic version of Ozempic. How it could reduce the cost for Canadians looking to lose weight. Plus, no mic, no problem.
Our home and native.
The American hockey crowd who stepped up to sing Canada's national anthem.
Global National with Donna Friesen. Reporting tonight, Jeff Semple.
Good morning, I'm Oliver Farry, and this is Daybreak, and here are this morning's headlines. Donald Trump warns the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports could last for several months as peace talks falter. The announcement sends oil prices soaring to their highest in 4 years. Meanwhile, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth defends the administration's war effort in a stormy hearing in Congress. New maps indicate Israel is encroaching further into Gazan territory. NGOs say the military zone now extends well beyond the yellow line and occupies up to 2/3 of the enclave, raising fears Israel may intend to hold the territory permanently. The funeral of slain Malian Defense Minister Sadio Camara takes place Thursday, 5 days after he was killed in a joint assault by jihadists and Tuareg separatists. The Al-Assad Liberation Front says Mali's military junta will fall, tells Russian mercenaries to leave the country. And also coming up, the first conference on transitioning away from fossil fuels wrapped up in Colombia on Wednesday. The summit in the port city of Santa Marta aimed to help accelerate the shift to alternative energy sources, but was hampered by the absence of some key players, including the United States and China.
Thank you for watching. I'm Shakil 5858. I hope you will come again. Have a good life. Bye-bye.